And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to race number 2 of the second season of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series powered by the WRA. Excited to be with you guys for today's race. 79 laps of racing in the Black's Tire 200 here at The Rock. 79 laps of racing. Fuel is on times 2, so we will have pit stops during the course of this race here today. And the sun is out, which means the track is going to be hot. It's going to be slick. And these Truck Series drivers have their work cut out for them during this near 80 lap race here at historic Rockingham Speedway. On the pole position, if you didn't tune into our qualifying show yesterday, was T Noguera, who captured her first career pole here in the Craftsman Truck Series. T Noguera comes into this race, finished in the ninth position in the points table. She's alongside of Sasha Bright, who is 18th, finished 18th at Coca-Cola. Last week's winner, Michael Brown, who's the points leader in row number 2, and alongside of him is Carlos Rodriguez, who had a pretty bad race at the Rock. At Coca-Cola rather. He is 30th, finished 30th in this race. So, number of drivers, especially the go or go homers, who need a bounce back. Some drivers like Michael Brown would like to continue their momentum after Coca-Cola. We're going to have ourselves a fun race here today. For these trucks rolling off, the command has, by the way, been given. Let's go over the points table presented by Golden Corral while you look at the rest of our starting lineup for today's race, the 79 laps we have here today. A couple of drivers really got their work cut out for them. Michael Brown, as I mentioned, is the points leader by 4 points over rookie points leader Bora Park. Mark Simpson, third in the standing, 6 points back. 7 back is Gretchen Bueller, who's 4th. Ashton Ingersoll is 5th. Daniel Gitteroth is 6th. Zachy Panini 7th. A Ricci, Tatiana Noguera, and Sophia Woodward will complete the top 10. As we're going to go ahead and get these cars moving. All 42 trucks ready to roll here for the Rock. And with some drivers who finished really well, as I don't know why the 2 is... Shyla Askraov has got something going on here for some reason. Okay, looks like they got that straight now. I was going to get ready to say, was there something wrong with the 2? Because they came out of the pits 3 wide, which that didn't look good, but apparently whatever happened, they just got themselves straightened out. So we're going to continue on like nothing even happened. Here we go. Pace truck is off. Race number 2 of the Craftsman Truck Series second season. And the Black's Tire 200 at The Rock is underway. Let's go, racing drivers. Be very interesting to see what's going to happen here in this race. Tatiana Noguera will get the first lap led. Of course, the AI difficulty on these trucks are down. It's at 105. Of course, fuel would be 99 if it was on times 1, but since it's on times 2, you're thinking, let's see, 79 laps. They can go about 50 laps on fuel, but they're going to need tires because tires are going to be the story of the race, especially on a hot and slick racetrack. And the caution is out for the first time today on lap number 2. Let's see what brought out this yellow. Mark Simpson, who had a top 5 run last week at Coca-Cola, is involved. D Ebrahimian, I don't know if he got a piece of it or not. Don't know about A Ricci unless she's got some damage on that Mopar Dodge. Chikari Takashi is involved. Looks like he's got some front-end damage on his Ford F-Series. So the caution is out for the first time today here at The Rock. Let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what happened to Mark Simpson in the early going at The Rock. It's like a 4 wide situation that happened. Looks like, I don't know if the 36 and the 2 made contact, as someone turned the 80 of D Ebrahimian around. Didn't get to see the contact. Let's see up here. Okay, let's go to the helicopter view. Okay, this could be a good angle. That's Askraov. That's Skylar Davidson. That's Alvarez, who, by the way, raced his way into the field via the Gorgon qualifying you saw yesterday. And it might have looked like the 2 just touched the 36. Sent the 36 into the wall. Ebrahimian had nowhere to go. And then the 36 comes down into the 08 of Mark Simpson. And that's what put the 08 into the inside wall. No harm, no foul. And remember, the clouds went away. It was cloudy all weekend. And then there's where the 9 gets in the 08. So there's some damage on the 9 machine. That's not good for Mark Simpson. Had a good run last week at Coca-Cola. Now he's going to take a hit as far as the points are concerned. And I don't know if A Ricci got any damage on that Mopar Dodge. We're going to double check to make sure. Oh, yeah, she got collected. I think she got hit by the 27. And then she also got hit by Ingrid Pollard, who ran the back of the Mopar Dodge. So there you go. Caution's out for the first time today here at the Rock. Let's jump to the restart here in North Carolina. Green flag going to come back in the air on lap number 7 of 79. Some drivers stayed out. Some drivers did come to pit road. Excuse me. T Noguera chose not to pit. She is the leader. Michael Brown second. Anna Berger third. Mohammed Zain is fourth. Gretchen Muller fifth. Sorry about my mouse double clicking. Victoria Hughes in sixth. Carolina Bradley is 7th, Carlos Rodriguez 8th, 9th Addison Peterson, and 10th is Sasha Brightly, sorry. And unfortunately, Mark Simpson has taken his truck back behind the wall in the 42nd position. So a great run for him last week, a bad run for him this week. So he will definitely fall down through the points table leaving today, hopefully for look to bounce back next week at Las Vegas. As Tatiana Noguera going to lead us back to the green flag. We're still in the early stages of this Truck Series race. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway as my charger decided to be a derping hyena. I hit my phone and then it unplugged my charger for some reason. I don't know why it did that. But anyway, that was on a double file restart. Let's see how these drivers will do on a single file restart. Going to be interesting to see what happens here today in this Truck Series race. It's Mohammed Zain, Gretchen Muller, Victoria Hughes, Carolina Bradley. She's going to be taking part in tomorrow afternoon's Busch Series race. She just had her qualifying not that long ago. As my mouse keeps double clicking. Don't know why it's doing that. It gets annoying a bit. Ruby White running in the 10th position. Tatiana Noguera, currently the race leader here. However, she did not come to pit road under that caution. Michael Brown right now in second. Michael Brown 1 week removed from his first career win in the Craftsman Truck Series. Right now, the gal rather. Let's see where the gal is. The gal that's trying to run down Michael Brown. She's running in 34th. That is Bora Park. That's second in points and also your rookie points leader. The good news is for Park, the guy that was trying to run her down for the rookie points lead is out of this race. That would be Mark Simpson. So Mark Simpson, not the finish she was hoping for, and also a number of drivers who did well at Coca-Cola that failed to qualify are also going to take some hits in the points. So Rockingham, North Carolina playing its part in a point shaker-upper, and we're going to have a point shake-up heading into next week at Las Vegas. As I was trying to click on Gretchen Muller and it double clicked to Mohammed Zain. I apologize about my mouse doing that. Gets a little annoying when I trying to click on one driver and it double clicks. Gretchen Muller, the German driver, finished fourth at Coca-Cola last week. Now she's looking underneath Tatiana Guerra. Of course, Tatiana Guerra hasn't run a truck since the Diva Truck Series. Ironically, driving the same truck she drove in the Diva Truck Series, the number 20 machine. And now to the lead is Gretchen Muller. This ride last season was driven by Shohei Alinsky as my charger continues to fart for some reason. Doesn't want to stay still. So Mueller got her bonus point lead. And now Noguera back to the race lead. As I was trying to click on Carolina Bradley, but a double click. So far, only one caution so far in this race. But for the most part, we have gotten ourselves into a long green flag run. Maybe it's my finger that's double clicking it. There's Sasha Bright running in the 7th position. Dylan Cunningham currently in 8th. Luis Hernandez running in 10th. Yes, I did make that little mistake about Luis Hernandez, who failed to qualify, but that was because that qualifying session was recorded at 3 o'clock in the morning, just an FYI. So it would be a misinformed for all of you because I said in the qualifying video, this is what happens when I'm recording it at 3 o'clock in the morning. Of course, this race I'm recording at 9 o'clock at night, so. Carolina Bradley just got around Tatiana Noguera, so there is our second lead change. And to the lead goes the 50 machine. This truck, not car, it's truck. What the hell am I talking about? Hey, my friend Keith Batson. I love Keith Batson. Good to see Keith Batson in the server. Didn't realize he was in the Discord. Cool. Keith Batson joined the Discord server I'm in. Gretchen Muller now in 2nd. Tatiana Noguera is starting to drop back, but well, this is what happens when you're on older tires, and this is the result she's paying. Of course, a number of drivers, I think 4th on back, came to pit road under that first caution of the day. So it's not a good result. Gretchen Muller currently running in the lead in the Federated Auto Parts truck. That's Kenny Schrader's Truck Series team. Mohammed Zain in 2nd. Bradley is 3rd. Michael Brown 4th. Dylan Cunningham 5th. As of now, if the race were to end now, Michael Brown would keep the points lead heading into next week at Las Vegas. And they're going to be catching up to Takashi. Checking on the rear of the field, Ashlyn Wright not having a good run, running in 40th. Excuse me. Don't know if she's got any. Don't know if she's got any speed or not. Danny Johnson, who had a good run. There's Victor Alvarez, Skylar Davidson, Lena Ritchie, Trinity Lee, Giant Berkshire, Quentin Moore, who just raced his way in via the Go or Go Home session in the Truck Series, made the show this week. As I mentioned in poll day qualifying, if you guys want to join the Discord server for the WRA, the link is down in the description as always. I'll make sure to have it for every race. Gretchen Muller. The only truck series that Gretchen has done on the channel is now the retired Coca-Cola Truck Series, where she made the playoffs. She was eliminated, I want to say, after the round of it was either 10 or 7. I cannot think off the top of my head. As Muhammad Zain will become our our fourth different leader. As Muhammad Zain gets his lap led. Got 41 trucks all on the lead lap. They're about to catch the 9 truck, who is a lap down. That's a shame for Takashi, for him, because he just made the race this week. So let's pull up our race weekend we got coming up here tomorrow afternoon. We have Winston Cup qualifying at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the Busch race at 3 p.m. We already know who is starting on the pole for the Busch race tomorrow afternoon. You just saw that about a couple hours ago before we went green here at the Rock. Courtney Lynn will lead us to green. It'll be an extra 20 laps, 99 laps for the Busch Series drivers. And then Sunday will be 118 laps, as we'll bring you the Winston Cup Series Subway 400 here at Rockingham Speedway. That'll be a 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time race on Sunday. That's when we will pack it up and get ready to head off to next week at Las Vegas. And note the time change because we're heading to the West Coast. We'll have pole day qualifying at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Truck Series drivers, which will be Go or Go Home qualifying. It'll be 3 p.m. Pacific. Friday, we will have the Busch Series qualifying at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Then our truck race, that will go green at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be 3 o'clock local out on the West Coast. Winston Cup qualifying at 4 p.m. next Saturday, leading up to our Busch race at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then next Sunday will be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, the Winston Cup race from Las Vegas. Definitely looking forward to bringing you the coverage of that race weekend from Viva Las Vegas, but we got to finish up our weekend here. As Gretchen Muller leads the race, as We're now starting to get into a long green flag run, so it looks like these drivers are really going slower and slower, which tells you the tires are starting to go away. G Muller still leads this race. She retook the lead from the Del Zero, has not relinquished the lead since. I think having these bonus points for leading a lap will definitely play a factor in who wins the championship and who doesn't. Currently approaching the midway point of this race here at the Rock. Lap 38 of 79. I know NXT just finished up as I'm recording this race. That's because I have my TV volume down. And those drivers that came to pit road in the early stages of this race, they're going to have to pit again before this race is over. Because I do not think they're going to make it the rest of the way on fuel. So they're going to have to pit again if this sucker goes green. I think the one thing these drivers will definitely want to see is a caution. Excuse me. Just past the halfway point. Right now, 40 trucks now on the lead lap. Mark Simpson has been checked and released from the medical center, so glad he's okay, but his day, unfortunately, is going to come to an end. As we're going to take an onboard of Gretchen Muller, see how it is difficult to drive a truck at Rockingham on older tires.
All right. You seen the video I sent you on DMs and Instagram?
You can tell how much off the throttle pit stops, lap 43. Looks like these drivers are going to come to pit road. Carlos Rodriguez is going to stay out.
Oh, shit, that's crazy.
Carlos Rodriguez gambling on pit road on tires. Now, that's something I think we're going to see a lot this weekend. Carlos is going to come to pit road for sure. So they went about 43, 44 laps on tires. I'm curious how these drivers, those that just came out of the pits, that's interesting. I think we're going to see that going into this weekend.
Cool. Yeah. When I saw commentator, they announced, I'm like, when I saw commentating, I want to do commentating.
By the way, for anyone asking, Leo Hill and trying to think who the other person is.
Ricky Bobby's like, I want to go fast.
Oh, Shade Earnhardt just joined the VC while we're in the middle of this race. It looks like Carlos Rodriguez. I don't know how that strategy is going to play out. That's a very gambling strategy. And it looks like Carolina Bradley is going to take the lead. And yes is the answer. Carolina Bradley leads here at the Rock. And she's got a 3-second lead, Carolina Bradley, to be more specific.
Yeah, Roadrunner was leading pretty decent until I joined the club. I mean, when Isaac scraped up to that wall, that was like, yep, I'm passing. Fuck him. You're out of my way. Hey, get out of my way, because you're slower. You are stinky. Hold on. Go back. I want to stinky.
Carolina Bradley, this is something I think she's learning for tomorrow.
Big upset of the day.
Wasn't expecting we have co-commentators joining me in the booth, but okay. Now, I'm really intrigued about that strategy that Carlos Rodriguez implemented. Of course, he's going to have to attempt to qualify to get into the Winston Cup race for Sunday. That's a risky call he just took. We're now on lap number 50 of this race.
There we go.
As Carolina Bradley currently leading this race. Only one yellow in this race, which is a little bit unusual at Rockingham. Carlos Rodriguez in 22nd. We're going to have to see if that gamble's going to pay off. A Ricci. Trinity Lee is a lap down. Not really sure what happened to Trinity Lee, why she is a lap down in the results. I'm going to have to follow up on what happened to the 81. There's the 81. I don't see any damage on the Home Depot Chevrolet. Unless she overshot her pit stall, had to teleport to pit road. If that's the case, that's a tough break for Trinity Lee. By the way, hi guys.
How's it going, man?
Doing good. So Bradley still leads this race over Mueller. Trinity Lee is a lap down. That really sucks for Trinity Lee. Don't know if that incident that she caused or got involved really hurt her truck or not. Third is Ruby White. Daniel Gitteroth in fourth. Dylan Cunningham completes your top 5. Luis Hernandez is now up to 6th with Cody Goforth about to get 7th. Sasha Bright would fall back to 8th. Anthony Ritchie 9th and Addison Peterson complete the top 10.
I don't give a truck.
If you're watching this premiere, if you just joined us, we've had only one caution in this race that happened off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway on, lap number 2. And since then, we've gone clean and green ever since we went back to green on lap number 7. That is very unusual. Do you hear me say the sentence, "We've been clean and green at the Rock with only one caution"?
You just see a few wrecks here and there in the mechanical issue up to that thing Rockingham.
Oh, yeah. And Carolina Bradley just got a bit tight. Gretchen Muller just came out of nowhere. Here she comes to the race lead. Remember, Bradley is not running for the Truck Series Championship. She's a Busch Series regular, which she's going to run tomorrow afternoon in the Busch race. And Muller just got around Bradley like she was sitting still. So move the German back to the race lead. As we're coming down to 20 laps of racing to go, the last thing Gretchen Muller needs to see right now is a caution, as well as those drivers that got trapped a lap down, like Trinity Lee, which I still need to find out what in the world happened to the Home Depot Silverado, why she's a lap down to begin with. I don't know if she slid through her pit stall, had to teleport to pit road, that cost her a lap. But whatever the case, that is a tough break for Trinity Lee. And let me see, where did she finish last week? As I look at the points, Trinity Lee, 20th. Boy, she could not ill afford a poor finish. And remember, we're halfway through where we're using last season's points. Remember, race number 5, we'll be using this season's points. 88 came to pit road. Summit Oskin just came off pit road. Did he have an unscheduled pit stop? Because there would be no other reason why he came to pit road, because these drivers pitted back on lap number 42. Boy, these drivers having some issues today. And Summit finished 22nd. Remember, Maria Steiner DNQ'd this race. She was 21st in the standings. A couple of drivers who got good results, like Erica Douglas, she's going to take a hit in the standings. Mark Simpson, who's already the only truck out of the race, he had a top 5 run last week. He's going to take a hit. So Rockingham, North Carolina, playing its part in a point shakeup. We're definitely going to have a point shakeup going into next week at Las Vegas. That moves Trinity Lee up to 38th. She is 1 lap down. Oskin has lost 2 laps. Let's see what happened to Oskin. Why is he 2 laps down? Maybe this is going to answer my question. Because there would be no other reason, unless he had damage on the truck. Flat tire. Must have made contact with another driver when he made his pit stop. Did some damage. Go ahead. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if he made contact with another driver on pit road, is why he came to pit road. And, oh, look, don't look now. Here they come to get ready to lap Ingrid Pollard. Remember, Pollard was involved in the lap 2 wreck. Summit Oskin just got around the 52, so he will now be 1 lap down. Gretchen Muller. Gretchen Muller right now, it's looking like she's, as things stand, she would look like not just going to take the rookie points lead, she's going to also take the points lead heading into next week as things stand. Because we know the gal that was 2nd in points, let's see where Bora Park is, 23rd. So not a good run for her. Mark Simpson, we know, is out of the race. He was 3rd in the standings. And Mueller, who's the leader, 4th, had a top 5 run. So it's looking like, the way things are looking, Gretchen Muller is going to take the points lead heading into next week at Las Vegas, the way things are going, as we're coming up to 10 laps of racing to go here at the Rock.
That's funny, because I won season 5 from the Golden Rush and the first roster at Las Vegas. That was my most recent win.
Mm-hmm. And just a note for anyone asking about the Truck Series, we did not race at Rockingham back in Season 1. It was only the Busch and the Winston Cup Series drivers back in Season 1. As we're finally off of that number, so we've hit 10 to go. For those of you who are subscribed to my channel, I think you know which number I was referring to. It's that number between 68 and 70 that makes, in the words of Senor Sean, get me a frying pan. As we're looking at Cody Goforth, who's had a quiet run. And Goforth needed this run. 37th last week at Coca-Cola. Well-needed run for a driver who did not have a good run last week at Coca-Cola. Well-needed run.
So who won the most laps? Was it me?
G Muller right now has led the most laps so far in this race. Ashlyn Wright running back here in 34th, excuse me. That's not what Ashlyn Wright needs. The good thing is, she will be in tomorrow's Busch Series race. But that is 2 weeks in a row for her. However, the catch is she did not get involved in a wreck this week versus last week. Sophia Woodward, this is not the run she was hoping for. She was top 10, had a top 10 last week, so she'll definitely take a hit. There's Ashton Ingersoll, Maisie Creighton in the Quaker State 26th, Dara Schmidt 27th. There's Bora Park, not the run she was hoping for. Mark Games. Abigail Furling having a quiet run. Good run for Quentin Moore, running in 21st in his truck debut and his first start of the year. Pedro Sales, top 15 run for a driver who raced his way in via the Gorgum session. And how about Dylan Ebrahimian? He was involved in that wreck on the first caution. He's in 14th after being involved in that first incident, or only incident of the race. As we're coming down to the end of this race, of course, the Busch Series will be the North Carolina Educational Lottery 250. That'll be, like I said, at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Before that, we'll have Winston Cup qualifying as we set our grid for Sunday Subway 400. That will go green at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
But yeah, Leo, did I lead the most laps? Was that the plus 3 bonus points? No. Okay.
As we are coming down to 3 to go.
I gotta see the one with Vicky. But Vicky tweeted it. It was 43 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so it's 3 plus 3 plus 2.
It's definitely looking like Gretchen Mueller is going to definitely take the points lead going into next week. So that's going to be good effort for her as we're down to 2 laps of racing to go. Want to remind everybody, this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association, the Blue Hedgehog TV, for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmitted or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association, the Blue Hedgehog TV is prohibited. World Racing Association, I want to thank you fans for your support of this series, and we hope you enjoyed today's race and broadcast. As the white flag is out, 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. This truck did not find victory lane last season that I recall when Shohei Alinsky drove this truck. Of course, Shohei no longer in the series, but he is still under the Ricky Cervantes umbrella. But out of turns 3 and 4 for her first career win, In the Craftsman Truck Series, it will be the German driver Gretchen Muller who will win the Black's Tire 200.
Nice job.
Gretchen Muller made the playoffs in the retired Coca-Cola Truck Series in 2023. Made the playoffs, was sadly eliminated after I think it was either the round of 10 or the round of 7. And she will take the points lead from Michael Brown going into next week at Las Vegas. Standings are now official here at The Rock. She's also getting the rookie of the race. Good for her. Carolina Bradley, good run for her. Remember, she's going to take part in tomorrow's Busch Series race. So, what did she learn today that she can apply into tomorrow's race? We'll have to see as she will come home in second. D Gitirokh, another one of those triple duty drivers, as he comes home in third. Zachy Panini had a good run in fourth. Anthony Ricci in fifth. A well-needed run for Anthony Ricci. Carlos Rodriguez. That strategy gambled on staying out on older tires. Got him a top 10 result in sixth. Michael Brown, 1 week removed from his first career win in the Truck Series, finished in seventh. Victoria Hughes got eighth. A well-needed run for Victoria because, like I said, we are halfway through using last season's points. She needs to get herself away from 30th in the standings. She's done that so far. Muhammad Singh got ninth, and T Noguera, our pole sitter, complete the top 10. Number of drivers really struggled today. I can guarantee you that as you look on down to the rest of the finishing results. Bora Park, who was second at Coca-Cola, came on 27th. Quentin Moore was like 21st last time we checked. He finished in 26th, so it looks like he was struggling with the handling towards the end of that race. Trinity Lee was the last driver to finish the race on the lead lap in 36. Looks like Cody Goforth had a mechanical problem, a header let go on the LSU Tigers Chevrolet. That is a tough break for Cody Goforth. And remember, I talked about Cody Goforth is going to be another one of those drivers who's going to have to attempt to qualify in not just the Busch Series, which he'll actually do that next week at Las Vegas, but also the Winston Cup race. 37th, not the finish he was hoping for. So 2 weeks in a row, Cody Goforth. I'm getting a little concerned by my LSU friend who really did not need a poor finish here today. And we had Ingrid Pollard, Elena Ritchie, Summit Oskin, and Chikara Takashi finished in 41st. They were the trucks that finished behind Cody Goforth. And the only other driver who also did not reach the conclusion of the race, Mark Simpson, after he was involved in our lap 2 incident. He will finish in the 42nd position. He was, by the way, got a top 5 last week, so he will really take a hit in the standings here today. Boy, talk about this is going to be a point shaker-upper, and I can say, well, Michael Brown definitely did damage limitation with a 7th place result, but what is this going to do to the points? Boy, I don't know, but you're going to find that out in just a little bit. Thank you all for joining me for today's race, as well as the awesome people who also popped in during the race while we were chatting around. If you guys enjoyed this Truck Series race from Rockingham, North Carolina, please give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We share your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description heading into next week at Las Vegas. But we got to finish up this race weekend. We got Busch and Winston Cup Series races still on tap here at The Rock before we head off to next week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with qualifying on Thursday for the trucks, qualifying for Busch on Friday, the truck race on Friday, Winston Cup qualifying on Saturday, the Busch race on Saturday, the Winston Cup race on Sunday. So thank you all so much for joining me for this awesome race. And until tomorrow or the next race I do for the Truck Series, for Leo Hill and also Shade Earnhardt, I'm Dean DeVos. Thank you so much for joining us and saying goodbye from Rockingham, North Carolina. We will talk to you all tomorrow on the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013.